Okay. Nice. Yeah, oh, it's my last level. How are we doing? That's right, I was thinking in between, I know I have to hit LNR first, but the level's not actually complete or anything yet. Because we get to this bit, and then after this, it's just the void. It was actually ZL and ZR there. This is nifty that keeps all that. Okay, so I mentioned this on the podcast, and I was thinking about it in the interim sense. I think we're gonna have to swap to New Super Mario World, New Super Mario Brothers style, because that has at least a bit plays like the New Super Mario games I played. Because I played the original, I played Wii, I played a bit of U, never completed U, completed like half a U. Because just I had it with the Wii U and then just kind of dropped off of it because it was kind of it's standard New Super Mario Bros. In some ways, I talk a lot of shit about it. I'm kind of if I could play the original New Super Mario Bros. Again, I probably would. Still have them. I have New Super Mario Bros. The original DS one here. The Wii one is buried, like entombed somewhere. Actually, my Wii U copy of Mario Bros. U is still here too. That's actually sitting over there. And just want to make sure before I do that. If I go into load. Yeah. I'll keep that version there. This is a reference point. We will change style. And just keep 4 style. Alright. It's the thing of like New Super Mario Bros. Is always like they are technically firing games. Like they work. They're like perfectly serviceable platformers. You can sort of tell that they were, as Nintendo said, like a thing they put newer people on projects to give them an idea of game projects and level design fundamentals and such. Oh, blessed water. And like the issue was never, never bad or anything. It was basically just they were too samey. I feel like same assets, same look, same style. Too much at once, and there wasn't enough. Because really, it became dire for a bit when like in between Mario Galaxy and Mario Odyssey, when people were screeching for 3D Mario of that style. And before 3D Land was great, but it didn't have the same feel, I guess. I would probably look at more kindly upon the New Super Mario Bros. In between now than I did at the time. Anyway. So we actually want this to be like full length, and I will just according to my ideas and whims when we get there. I might have to mute again. Not yet. I do like that it plays along to the respective tunes when filling in. It's just one of those little aesthetic things that Nintendo games tend to have on a lot of other developers and publishers and their styles. Again, I wish there was the possibility for an infinite timer. That should be permissible, especially for people to do puzzle levels and shit. Just realized, what are you? Ah, right. There's a whole option. Well, I guess that makes sense, because how else would you do it? Right. Well, first things first is we want no, you can't do that. Curious. But yeah, we want the just starting wall. I should have taken a screenshot of the other level. I can still just load it in and see if it's loaded in. I know. They're taking screenshots of the level and just going about recreating it, but we'll see. We'll just do it blind and see what comes out and what happens. Alright. Let's put it here. It's all the way up for now, but let's just do that just to test the jumping. Yeah, that feels fine. You can make that jump even wider. I make it a bit thinner, so while that works, and it works just fine. It's like a little, I guess, lost momentum? I don't know how to say it. Maybe it's a bit too long for the speed that I want to feel. So let's, using you as a reference point. Let's say here. I guess first things first, that will do, because that's just a block, is it? Yep. That'll do nicer than the giant cube of shit that the 3D World one had. Alright. Kick over. Gotta do a little boosty to get over that. And then you should fall straight down. Okay, maybe move that in a bit. Like here. Sail down, hit that kick here. Have to sweep that. don't even know how I did that. See? I actually just do it first and see what the momentum's like. Yeah, that works. Yeah, one like down here a bit to give this shit so you can slide down, kick her there, slide down. Don't be anything down here exactly beyond just death, but it'll be to give you the willies. And that's important enough. This song really fits the filling in thing. What is it I like? The thing is, we don't have... I'm pretty sure New Super Mario Bros. Doesn't have a long jump. I say pretty sure. No, it doesn't. It just has the triple jump. So we can't do the wee vault challenge thing in this mode. Well, not the same way at least. This one would be... Yeah, there. Okay, this is gonna be slide down. So there, jump, slide down. Hit, slide down. That might be too high. Still a bit too high. You'd have to space that out a bit more. But I don't think you can do this one. You'd have to. Even then, that might be a bit. That's tight, but it's doable. Alright, so you're down here. What are we doing? So we don't have the mid-air we don't have the long jump midair, it'll skip it. Because now would be a thing where you go up, trying to avoid these little shits, the buzzies, as they walk up and down. Well, let's try. Let's demo what these things do. Either. Either, and then we get the. Let's say a hard block. And you can't just walk on that. You won't just bounce off it. Which was the idea. Is there a type of block you won't step on? What? Luigi's squeaking. Alright, the track thing is like... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Hello? You're fed. I know you're fed. You threw up on the weekend for being fed too much. So we're being careful with feeding you again. He's had a curious weekend, has Luigi. Hello, Emily. I did a 6-hour Crusader Kings 2 match, so I'm a bit exhausted. You know, right enough, I was still working when I saw you go on Crusader Kings 2 while I was in, you know, like earlier today. And it just occurred to me when I was checking Discord, you were still in it. Just was checking a message way between games. So, did you win, or how'd it go? Let's bring it down here so I don't keep witness it. So if we have that and that, let's get one in there. What happened? Yeah. Fucking pest. Okay. If there's spike blocks. Yeah, they just don't give a shit. Okay. Before that drives me mad. What? You sitting in the shadows looking at me. You can't be hungry again, surely. 3 hours? Maybe. Oh, you've been sleeping. You greedy big gob. You also got some chicken today, so I don't know what we're due. One sec. Let's see, what can I do for this bit? Multiple times I just marched in the other countries, imprisoned their king, and no one no worry about really doing anything. The last fight they just annihilated me through RNG. Fair enough. Well, yeah, you've expanded a good bit. At least you managed that much. Like an RNG. You're playing with Lithuania and Poland. Who are you then? Okay, no, I had an idea. Just saw it in there. What you were Lithuania. Alright. So I need a wee bit. Nope. A wee bit of. Looking finger cursor. A wee bit of zest. And then the most lit of all the countries. Yeah, I got it. Fairly, I wouldn't call a capital I the spell check issue, it's just the drift of a shift. Which happens? You. Right. Get amongst it. Do that for a sec. No, sorry. Right. Just want you to like. I want to move that down a bit actually. Can we not? Maybe that's fine actually. I'll open an opening here in a sec. We're gonna test the jump width first because that might be a bit much. That should be fine. Does not go all the way up. I mean, I guess you could cheekily have one trying to catch you on the way down, and then surely I must be able to adjust the length of this. No. Can you not make these longer? Shaking 2 is quite a lot of RNG. One time we had to reload because the other person got screwed over by it, even though we later realized that in that one instance it wasn't. Tribes can just spawn a huge army out of nowhere, in addition to their own army if they have high enough prestige. Fucking amazing. I am so prestigious, I have just materialized human being into world. I'm pretty sure that's the plot of the last Star Wars movie, isn't it? Is there not a thing to lengthen you? I guess we'll just have to have one up here then. Alright, let's see how they interact. Whoops. Should have waited. So that one waits until you get near before it ever actually activates. And that just have them both going at the same time. That's handy. That's handy. The 3D model-ish look of the trees, and I say ish, 3D model look of the trees in the background fucks me a bit. Don't know if we'll use that whole thing, but might just have the lower one there and get them in, and maybe put something up here for bonus time. Too close. A short story about Agatha Christie earlier, and I love the reason why the two suspects are suspicious. First guy is Irish from the County Clare, and the second guy is English, but speaks 7 languages, which is too much good for an Englishman. Too much for a good Englishman. I mean, yeah, sums it all up, really, doesn't it? Suspect 1, nearest Irish. Hello, David. Welcome to the fuckness. Clear you. Feel like gapping for now. Let's see. Bowl. Gives you a bit of zest, and then I kind of wish these levels could be a bit taller, honestly. Oh, you didn't remember much of that, did you? Let's do it at the... So a bit above there. Like here. Hit, kick, get in. The language man was the culprit in the end. The Irish man was also a victim. Alas. I mean, at least you had the good grace to make it the Englishman. And of course he would victimize an Irishman. Oh, there was a 10 coin, like a cheap corner up there for someone who wants it. What do we do with you? I believe at this point in the yellow level, I was intending to have a section where I say the old level, the old version. I was having a section where you just jump, kick down, and you have to angle in such a way you catch like a hovering block, kick off it, catch it on, kick, start landing on top, trying to like wall kick your way up the top between distinct blocks. I don't know how viable that is in this, as opposed to say a Metroid or a Mega Man. Yeah. Really, that's just what I'm waiting for. I know there's a Mega Man maker, but it's not a Mega Man X maker, or Zero maker, or ZX maker. Really. Today was just DJ Max and Doom 64 because it's very hot, and I also need some time tonight to do shit. So I didn't have time to fit in a fourth. DJ Max and Doom 64 went pretty well. I got like 3 levels in Doom 64 down. We're like level 15 now. I assume there must be around 20, probably a bit over 20 at best. Not counting secret levels. But that's just an estimation, I don't know. And DJ Max went pretty well. I began challenging some songs on like 3x speed on 4 buttons just for giggles. Including Black Cat, which I actually managed to beat on at 3x on normal. I tried Black Cat 3x on hard, and that was 1x, 2x, and 3x on hard, and that was a fucking trip. When they say hard, they fucking mean hard. It ramps up through the fucking roof, at least for Black Cat. Beat one of the Girls Frontline songs at like, I think 3x on hard? It might have been 2x on hard, I forget. That was good for a lark. The intention was to do Helltaker today, but I'm just hot. On top of the time, it's just I'm roasting. So when this started the stream, I was somewhat drained of energy and had to regain it by just playing DJ Max at speed, which just brings life back into me. Nothing wakes you up quite like trying to seriously play Black Cat at 3x on hard. I tried playing a song on the highest speed out of curiosity. I haven't actually checked if there was a speed beyond 3x thinking about it. There might be, but that's one to poke at next time. Yeah, I've also been like thinking about. It goes up to 5. Oh fuck. 5x is gonna be a trip. Oh, pardon me. So I'll say there. I have been thinking about let's go and make more D. That I don't like that doesn't activate as long as I haven't passed the rim within it being on the screen. I know why they do that, but I would prefer it if they didn't. I would also prefer if I could make that giant spike pillar go all the way fucking up. Because I know they've done super long ones of those in some of these games. Not the Mario Makers per se, but you know, some of these. Some of the platformers. And that would be ideal. You just have it spiral the fuck up, slam here, and the idea is you keep bouncing off the wall, sliding down, wait for it to pass, and get all the way up. But, c'est la vie. Alright. Right, we have an arc. Did manage to get a B and a 2-star song on speed 5. Yay. It's kind of funny playing, like, doing, in that stream, even only playing a few things on 3x, like, like only a few times, the bits in between where I went back to 2x, I was suddenly like, oh man, 2x feels very slow already. And then the 1x version of, like, Black Cat on hard was just like, fuck me, this is very slow when everything is so packed together, it's crazy. Yeah, I feel like you could almost make an argument for 1x being harder than 2 or 3. I guess it depends. Depends on the song, of course, but in some cases I think you could argue that lower speed but tighter windows. Alright, so speed 2 felt really slow. Yeah, just it's insane how quick it goes. Yeah. What? Hello. You just want attention, is it? If I reach out, will you come to my hand? You're gonna run away. He's just gonna stare at it. Oh, he's squeaky. What's up with you? I don't know, man. I suspect like your Thief 3 CD has stolen my Hitman 2 game. Or my Hitman 2 game has... My Hitman 2 Blu-ray has decided to like make off in disguise of another game I have yet to find and kill your Thief 3 CD. What, Luigi? Do you want scratched? Why do you only want scratched on the landing? Why don't you want to come over? Why don't you just jump up on the bed and get scratched? Why are you so particular? He's away again. Seriously, I do not know what I've done with my copy of Hitman 2. I've put it somewhere and I do not remember where I put it. And to be fair, I'm not too caught up about it because I got it in a game sale and it was only like literally a few pounds. But it is also quite annoying because I intended to have Hitman 2 not after Sonic Mania, but after the one after Sonic Mania. If I can't find it, it's kind of like, well, fuck. So I'll have to work out what I'm doing there. Because it didn't fall down the back of the bed because it's not there. It's not on the game shelving. It's not on the PS4 near the PS4. It's not in amongst the Switch games. I just do not know where it's gone. Like, it is somewhere and I can't determine where. See, that's the jump with the wiggle at like this point. I woke myself up at 6 just because it was so hot this morning, at least in my room, that I just woke up at 6 by myself to gargle water and, you know, open the window and like just bask in the cool breeze of like the nightly morning, the night-like morning. Why do I want to do this? I also have I don't. The thing is that in this game, I don't know how viable it is to do the wall jumping between blocks that I was on about, because you can't kick off the same wall to get up to the other ones, and to get to the lower one, you do have to finally catch an edge, but then you need some way to kick off and immediately get, hide back. If I play 3, I might play Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin instead. There's a lot of those, isn't there? A lot of these Sherlock Holmes games. Is that another Frogwares one, or was that just another Sherlock Holmes? As I was saying earlier before Luigi distracted me from my thought, I also need to consider what I'm doing, because I kind of like the idea of doing another Doom 64 thing of like, doing one game like as actual progress, like I sort of do for the mainstream games on one of these. So that would be a fun thing to slip in. But I don't know if I really have any game like that ready. I'd have to think about it. And after Helltaker, I was planning on, once that was done, like bringing Under Night back and doing like challenge trials to prepare for online. The combo trials, really. I think they made 7 or 8. Damn. fair play. Getting some variety too, like versus the Cult of Cthulhu versus Arsene Lupin. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but yeah. $99 Saga, let's see. Where's Riser? Versus Arsene Lupin is the fourth one. That's you're right. It's Dynasty 3 is this 79p on on Google Games right now. That's wild. I'll talk about a seal. Oh, really? I still have to look through that fucking seal. Actually, I'll probably do it after this one's done my other shit. All the Thief games are. Speaking of, never played them. I would recommend at least Thief 1 and 2. Thief 1 has some teething issues, being the first one, because it was at the time when first-person games were all Doom and Blood and Duke Nukem, so it's all about violence and combat. What? If you want Scratched, come over and get it. If you just want Fad, you shouldn't want Fad, honestly, at this point. Yeah, like, Thief 1 is, like, pretty good, has some teething issues with combat, because, they weren't completely 100% confident in being raw stealth. And then Thief 2 is just, like, the perfected version of Thief 1, so it's great. Kind of like the inverse of Deus Ex in that regard, I suppose. Speaking of Deus Ex, I have like Mankind Divided on PS Plus from ages ago. I might want to consider that at some point. As just a random thought comes to mind. Right, what are we doing here? Right, so we presume the box one is X. Logically speaking, just considering how Mario jumps and all this shit works, I don't think you could pull that sort of thing I want off here. What will I do instead then? So we've had some raw wall jumping. We've had the spiral over. You've got wall jumping with minor hazard threat. Wall jumping, or wall sliding down with like significant threat, and then wall jumping with significant threat. So probably on our slide, but couldn't tell you what. I probably will not end up using this entire level, but I need something a bit zestier in terms of a challenge. I'm just going to muse on this as I think of bullshit. With Thief 2 is that they leaned even more into the supernatural stuff. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. That is the thing that, like, original Thief 1, I did have, like, monsters in it. A lot of original Thief 1 was just, like, fairly mundane. Just you, guards, and whatever traps or whatever the fuck were around. Which works very well enough. I mean, stuff like Hitman proves that well enough. It'd be nice to have, like, a raw stealth or thievery thing that does the same thing. Huh? Oh, pardon me. I love the first Thief one level. It's kind of like E1M1 of Doom 1. It's just one of those ones that's like, ah, yes, the classic. This gets this gets across the point pretty well. I see more games could also stand just to learn from like Thief's characterization. You know, like Garrett is just a snooty professional. He does things because he has standards, god damn you. Not so much because moral code or whatever. Which, you know, made the Thief reboot fucking tragedy when they just completely missed that in exchange for, you know, just for standard dickhead crap. At some point, I should see about doing that one just for. What was that level called? You try to steal the sword and Thief one in that weird twisted house. So that was considered by many as one of the best levels in all games. Ah, fuck, what was that one? That was. Was it something Manor? I'm drawing a blank. I didn't actually know that one was considered so highly though. I knew it was like up there. It's like people were like, "Ah, it's a fucking great one." I didn't realize it was that highly considered. I'm drawing a blank on what to do for this nice. And it's kind of like the sort of things I want to do. You don't really have the kind of wall jump capability for them exactly, or I can't make the level as tall as I want, or like the fucking like level pieces don't work as well as that. The level might just be called the sword. Fair enough. I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, just abandon that idea of the blocks thing just entirely. So it was wall kick up, slide down. Well, no, it was wall kick up, then wall kick again, then it was slide down, and now it's wall kick back up. It should be slide down again, but I just don't know what twist on sliding down it can be and beyond just more spike blocks or enemies that might just wander off into the void and this never actually be a problem. I did just have the brainwave there. If I wanted to do something like that, I could just essentially set up 2 loops where little wall walking shits just go down into like a glass pipe and slide back up and around to appear back out, which I can't do in this version. But if I ever like back up and decide to go back to that one, I have that sorted. Well, maybe if it works the way I would hope it would, I would have it sorted. Ooh. Luigi's wandered off again. In some way, the new Super Mario Bros. U level is a bit zestier than the 3D world equivalent because I haven't given the player a mushroom in any form yet. I'm pretty sure I did, or was planning to do that in the 3D world one. As cats do. as cats are wont to do. There was a stream of a live performance of Cats the Musical that was up like weeks ago. I remember going like, I should probably sit down and watch that to see what this is actually about, like the actual stage play and not the Hollywood abomination. No guarantee that it's not just also a stage play abomination. What is it? But then, I forgot about it and didn't actually watch it. If it ever comes up again, I might actually make the effort to watch it, just out of morbid curiosity. It's this weird thing where, like, in some way I feel like I might have watched it ages ago. Like, I do mean ages ago. Because in primary school at one point, well, like, more than one point, they actually just straight up had us come to, like, they brought us to, like, the Belfast Grand Opera House to watch stage plays. And one of them might have been Cats, but I don't remember. Age appropriate ones, of course. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of thing, like, I do like wall jumping in these games. It's like, at least it feels the toolset I have is kind of like, well, what can I do exactly? Just can't get a lot of it to work the way I would want it or like it to. Unless there are ways and I just don't know. In some way, and some ideas are just not fitting for the mechanic as it works. I do wish I could just make this level taller. I feel like the 3D Worlds version was taller. Like, significantly. I guess that is like a skill thing between games. But, at the same time it's kind of like... You could also just let this one be taller with the power of the Switch or something. You could do that. Not like tall levels are a stranger to the series by this point. Super Mario World had some fucking tall levels. How one of its special stages is essentially just kind of this stage, just going up one side of the level and then having to go back down the other side. This will turn up eventually. It's not like it can just vanish. You just say that. Yeah. And, it might be able to. One day my copy of Rayman 3 disappeared and I never find it. Alas. The only game I ever had, like, disappear for good that I never saw again was, I know where it went, was, like, my older brother borrowed our N64 and just took it out with him one night. And also Mario Kart 64 with it. And when it came back, Mario Kart 64 was gone. We never saw it again. So, rip. Fucking ghost stealing games. And that was a shame, because I really fucking liked Mario Kart 64. So not being able to play the game was just kind of like, oh. Lord knows what he did with it. I like just driving around the battle mode and fucking about in the non-racing course stages, because it was just kind of the idea infused me so. But, and also to be fair, the main game levels were great. I still remember like the fucking Choco Mountain from that game. And the music from that and Movie Meadows. I'm just talking shit because I'm trying to think of an idea for the next leg of this and just blanking. Fucking. just copy World War One. I make 1-1, but like it's oriented like it's been like flipped upwards, so you have to wall jump up the length of it using the floor, and it's arranged blocks to get all the way up there. I say that, but in some way that would be fucking genius. You'd have to add a lot more blocks though. I told the story multiple times before. My copy Pokemon Pearl vanished, but a DS cartridge is also much smaller than the CD. Yeah, to be fair, that's why I was always militant about keeping them in their boxes, and the same boxes at that. Which is why after a point I refused to lend them to fucking anyone. Vanished out of my DS. Fell through a minor hole in the ether and away it went. Lord knows where. Somewhere there's a spot, probably in America, where there's you get to a point where two street corners face each other, and on each street corner is a Starbucks. At the exact middle point between the Starbucks, time stands still, and you see the void where everything that has ever vanished has gone to. Now, whether you can get to the void from there, that's a different matter entirely. But, it's worth knowing. And with that, I think that's probably as much you're gonna get out of me for Super Mario Maker fuckery. Oops. Alright. Yeah, this does it. It's after 11 now, I have shit to do anyway. So I'm gonna shuffle on here. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching. When's Helltaker? That's gonna be next weekend. Next weekly pilot, which might be the weekend, might not. Most likely it isn't, because the weekend seems to be cursed right now. Oh God, pardon me. I use all my creativity constantly. I just don't have a lot of it for this fucking tool set. Yes, thank you for watching. Thanks for coming out. I don't know when my next stream will be. It will if it will be either Sonic Mania or it will be maybe streaming catching David up in Final Fantasy 14. One of the two, if he wants, and if he doesn't or can't, then it'll probably be Sonic Mania. And that, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, we'll say. We'll find out. Yes. Thanks for watching, and good night, lads. I have to go wrangle my son.